Committee. Joining us in studio is our HR resident expert, Mr. Owen Kabanda, a human resource expert. Thank you so much for joining us on Morning Live. It's a pleasure to host you as always.
It's a pleasure to be here, and good morning.
How have you been?
I've been very good. Busy, but
workshops and doing your 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's our life.
Okay.
We work, then we facilitate over the weekends and things of that nature.
Okay.
Did you award some people?
Oh, we have on Friday.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing the individual awards this year. We're doing a group wide. No, we're doing group wide, and because we are now also we are doing an emphasis around the group performance. So what we are doing this year is actually the group.
HR.
No, HR.
What people are awarded here? Where are you working this Sunday?
Yeah.
Let's not get there. Huh? Let's not get there.
Most institutions stopped awarding. What's happening?
What's happening?
Our experts should tell us that they are awarding groups.
Yeah.
But when you are
also they are individual.
Evaluating me as an individual.
So we have you have performance management systems and reward systems. Okay. So the individuals still get their individual incentives. Okay. And rewards. Yes. And then the group is where now we come together and say this is what we've done as a group.
Promote teamwork.
For teamwork, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So. Yeah.
So individuals still got their.
They will still get their.
When do they give that award? Like if you've worked for so many years, it's
the long service.
Yes?
The long service. In many companies, it's after 10 years.
After 10 years.
So 10 years, they give you the.
Overqualified.
Yeah.
Overqualified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
yes,
16 last week. Yeah, last week 16.
No, what I mean as in
for the institution
15,
policies.
Yeah,
yes.
and I clocked 16 on 27th.
So you've done your 15 or so.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's a lot of time.
Thank you, but I need to be awarded. I'm going to see my HR after this show. To force it out of him. I don't want to hear about
new company policies and whatnot.
I don't want to hear it.
Not the new company policy.
I don't want to hear it.
The new practice.
They are waiting for you to be a group.
So I'm not sure.
I'm calling you this morning. Not
for what?
Not for what? But help us cope with what is now called burn on.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it. I just saw it in the script. I was like, okay, so there's now what is called burn on. All I know was burn out. Yes. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that
like people are just showing you that they're okay, but they are tired, like they're exhausted because of working too much.
Yes, that's true.
Let's talk about it. What exactly is it, and how different is it from? Of course, we've heard that this is why you disguise like you're okay, but you are not really okay. You need to take it slow. But maybe let's find out why burn-on is becoming common in today's work environment with all this competition going on. Right.
So when you look at burn-on, you're basically looking at a state of prolonged and sustained pressure that an employee is going through. Mainly due to work, so there's constant demand for results, constant demand to deliver within tight deadlines, and that is not a problem when it is done from time to time, but then when it is sustained for a long time, that is what also now becomes a challenge, and that is what is referred to as burn-on. So the individual continues to operate, they continue to deliver, but then at some point they could reach a point where they actually break down, which then leads to what we normally talk about as burnout, where now they have reached that chronic fatigue and they just detach and switch off.
Are there signs that maybe even supervisors can look out for, HR can look out for in a workplace to identify those that are dealing with fatigue, if you like, the burn-on?
And one of the things, like you said, what we need to look at for especially management and supervisors or line managers, it's important that you pay attention to how your own employees actually perform and behave. You've seen somebody who has been constantly performing very well and delivering, but then you start to see the drop in the quality of work, because sometimes because of this constant pressure, they are unable to actually pay a lot of attention to the details. You start to find typos, you start to find errors in the analysis, which never used to happen. Yes, there could be other factors like they're dealing with personal problems, but sometimes it comes because of this constant pressure that now makes the brain. You remember, the brain has its own limitations, and the body itself. So at some point you start to see those the drop in quality. Sometimes people become irritable because they are not really fully rested. So even in a simple thing, they are very irritable. They shout, or they react in a way that you actually didn't expect. So again, those are signs that you need to watch out for. Sometimes it's just somebody reaching a space where they just become inconsistent in the way they are doing it, because they're having this outburst of energy, and then afterwards it slumps. So as leaders in institutions, you need to make sure that you're looking out for those kind of things. In a competitive world that we operate in, especially in the workplace, you have deadlines, you have tasks, deliverables. Everybody wants to, have a seamless delivery, and the pressure sometimes may be too much. How can employees manage their performance as well as their well-being, mentally and physically? Yes, so when you look at the way the work is structured, and now there's a lot of emphasis on results, because corporations have evolved. You're not just reporting for work, you're expected to deliver results. That is what is key. Therefore, employees need to first of all understand what is it that we need to deliver on, because sometimes the employees start to focus a lot on not clearly understanding what needs to be done, and they are really working, and that starts to sometimes put a lot of pressure on them. Understand next the expectation of your supervisor, because sometimes you could actually be given a bit of time, but you have put yourself under a lot of pressure because you want to impress, you want to make sure that your supervisor is happy. So understand what is it, and the timelines and the quality of the work that needs to be delivered. Remember, you are working for the supervisors as you support them, so it's important you also understand what they expect. The third issue is also for you as an employee also to draw your own boundaries. Yes. Your own boundaries are very critical around what time you work and also what you deliver. Once you have understood the quality and the quantity and all those things that the supervisor needs to is expecting from you, then at your level now, create your own boundaries. I will be able to deliver this work from this to this, because work itself never finishes. Yes, there are times when you need to deliver certain things at a particular time, but most of the times create time and your boundaries and say, I will be able to deliver this within this X amount of time. I'll be knocking off at such at a time, but again, discuss that with the supervisors. Then at a personal level also, even when you are working, there are things that will be outstanding. One of the things that we find in a lot of employees is that you are moving around with mental pressure and stress because you are carrying certain things that you should be leaving on the table. Have your notebook, or if it's a laptop or whatever technology you're using, take note of the things to be done that you haven't finished, so that you release the brain from constantly thinking about that thing. Even if you are at home, an idea comes, maybe have your notebook and take it down. Just take it down and stop thinking about it, because sometimes you are in this constant pressure and you're having these conversations and even meetings in your head when you should be switching off and actually relaxing. So there are all these things at a personal level that somebody has to take into consideration, including how you're also even switching on and off your technologies. Remember, when you're at home, or you knock off. In the current state where we are, you have these gadgets, you have the iPad, you have the phone, you have the laptop, and emails keep coming, notifications. Again, these are things that sometimes keep people awake even at night, constantly checking, even when they should be switching off and actually having and resting. So there are these things that you have to look out for. Now we know that most institutions have got a mechanism where each person knows what is expected of them, the deadlines, so on and so forth. But then you also have another setup, like the public sector, where teams are more ideal than individual targets. Of course, each person knows their responsibility, but then there are those people that are always going out of their way to deliver, and they become like reliable, and they tend to be overworked because even the supervisor wants them on this task, wants them to do this, because they know this is the only person who will deliver on time. And others are just lazing around, Right.
and this person is overworking at the expense of everybody. How can such people be assisted? Because it's in their nature to just over deliver,
Right.
and as a result they don't realize it, but they are getting tired.
Yeah, so that the scenario I've given really applies a lot to so many high achievers. So it is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it goes around. So at a personal level, a high achiever actually works so hard, not necessarily for anything outside, but for themselves, because they have to have a sense of achievement. If something is still not completed, they get to feel like they have not done something. So they really be on it day in, day out, evening. It doesn't matter until it is done. But what it does externally now for supervisors also, the line managers, is that it starts to develop and build that reliability. So these two things start to move together. And so when now more work comes, as we have said, they'll be given more work, and they'll still deliver, and they work very late to just complete something. So for such individuals, what is important is to really work around how do I draw also the boundaries, and also what is it that they consider as success, because sometimes success is only looked at the very end. So they should be also getting pride in the steps, but also speaking out is very, very important. That is, engage the supervisor. In the event that you're in a team and you see some members are not pulling in the same direction, or they are pulling the team behind, you want to speak to the supervisor and say, look, for us to succeed in this manner, we need everybody. Otherwise, where you just take on everybody's job because no, this one is not doing that, okay, just bring it to me. That is what leads to a lot of burnout. We have been there before, where you say, okay, because of this, we really need this to be done. You are the one that is now killing yourself. In the process, you also now become, remember we talked about issues of becoming irritable, because you are now frustrated.
Oh, yes.
In the process, you start answering the team members in another way, and then the next thing you are finding yourself at HR, no, the way she talked at me. the tone, I didn't like that tone, you know. I'm not your child. No. But that person has been under a lot of pressure just to deliver on certain things. So you have to really look at your own well-being and say, what is it that I need to do to make sure that I'm also delivering, but you are helping the team members to move with you, and also the supervisor to understand what needs to be done for you to deliver the team. That is very critical.
Sandra has a question for you, couple of questions for you.
About the group.
About the group. She likes it. You have this HR interview. Just be quiet there. Pushing me to the bed, so that when my boss is watching, they'll say,
it was you who was asking this question.
To fire shot to fix her.
It's actually part of the nation, actually. No, actually,
Mary has redirected.
The run.
No, one of the things actually you have to understand, when I was talking about this topic, I actually posted on my social media platforms, and a lot of people actually said this is very, very timely, and they are going through. I got a call from someone actually from the Copper Belt, and she says, you know, I am feeling fatigued. I don't know if I'm even moving as one human being. Reach home, I just black out. So it's not. This is not. It is happening actually in a lot of institutions, but when it comes to burnout and how you really manage these things, it's important that we talk about these things.
I hope the child will give out some leave days.
Yes.
As long as you have leave days, you can utilize them. That's not stop you from going on. You have your leave days.
You can utilize them.
Because HR needs you to rest.
And to be productive.
You're not going to kill yourself.
Very important. Actually, one of the things.
Yes, I am sure. Has HR ever told you not to go on leave? Listen,
it was a personal issue.
It's a very good office. They care about. I like that. It's your friend.
It's a very good office. Yes.
It's your friend.
Yes, but one of the things actually you should understand is that your institution, the culture in an institution, yes, it's shaped by the people, and of course the HR and the leadership, but also the employees. So sometimes, yes, because there could be fears of loss of jobs, and maybe I will not be promoted. So sometimes employees don't speak up. But what we are encouraging is that have engagements where you think think you need to rest, engage. And without fear, because sometimes you are also overwhelming yourself, and without also learning the art of even delegation.
They'd rather overwhelm themselves.
Yeah, because sometimes we have our own personal need to try to